It is saying that I've got a vision of the
Yes.
two of us.
Yeah.
This is it. Are you on board? Yes or no?
Where there's an erosion of morality in a way, right? There's kind of the inability to connect. Is my, submission.
So I think when I look at the family setup, pastor, educator, people are always coming in the house.
Oh, yes.
And to an extent, you are needing to complement the work that the family, in one shape or form, is doing.
Hey, so you're part of the ministry.
Somehow, yeah. I think with what you see on the internet, the type of people that are giving content and that content is being responded to, they are pointing out that the man is the price.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a numbers game to say there are more men. I mean, there are less men, more women.
Yeah.
So effectively, who really should be doing the chasing? Who really should be out on a limb to impress the other?
Yeah.
So I think that would just be a case from the culture.
Sure. Well, everybody, welcome. It is the Advent Pod SA, and we are doing the journey today. And you know what it is. I'm your host, Kakana Sudupane, aka Kahi by Nature International. And you know what we do here at the journey. We bring you guests that you can learn from. And today my guest is none other than Akani. Maybe he should introduce himself to you first, and then we can continue.
Hi everyone, my name is Akani Mongwe. I'm happy to be here. I don't want to give too much of a CV. I don't know if it's a church CV, personal CV, but I think Akani, as we talk, we'll get to
unpack who Akani is.
Exactly.
All right. So as part of our conversation, right, we will be tackling some matters of, I could say international importance. The boy child is one of the matters we'll tackle as we explore Akani's journey. We'll also tackle issues around, the weight on men as they grow up, and we'll just kind of weave the conversation through our own personal experiences, what we've experienced in the church, in society, in the workplace, and in school. Everything that shapes, the boy child into being a man. Some of the expectations that happen when you transition from being a boy to a man. So we'll talk all of these and more. Continue watching and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. So, Mr. Akani.
Yes, KG.
Hey, man, it's tough being a boy. Do you believe it?
Yeah, no, I do agree that it's tough being a boy.
Yeah. So where does your journey of boyhood start in an ideal world, right? And also you're a PK as well. So where does that start for you, and how do you navigate your boyhood?
I think maybe I would say the journey probably starts the moment you realize that you are a son, a son to someone, and I think you gave a good starting point, that PK vibe to say you're a boy. You need to uphold your father's name. The things that you do, people are watching, and that is going to be a reflection on your father.
True.
So from my side, it's effectively a guarded or controlled boyhood from the perspective of those I share space with, in particular the church.
Yes.
At home, you can run around, you can be naughty,
yes.
and I mean naughty in the sense of being a child.
For sure.
But in the perspective of the church, I mean, a boy then comes as you being effectively the name bearer, the burden of the name. The pastor's child. Oh, the pastor's child is naughty. The pastor's child is naughty. So I'll just say that from a boyhood perspective, it's, in my context, I'm guessing it's at least being a person that upholds the family name.
Sure. Do you believe in the narrative that PKs are mischievous? To what extent does it apply to you?
Yeah, I would say PKs not necessarily mischievous, but in the sense that I think as anyone would want to be known, they want to be known on their terms.
You're self-expressing as well.
Exactly. So not via my old man, not via my mother or anyone else. I must be known on my terms. So I think for me personally, it's never really been an issue.
Yeah.
I did have some items that I wanted to express that the old man kind of kept in line, but
Yeah.
I did not bear any like resentment. Like for example, I wanted to do dreads. Like soft
Okay,
dreads
yes. Oh, here's an
PE.
issue.
He was like, nah, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
But because I think the one thing is that I think I have a healthy relationship with him.
Yes,
So
yes.
in terms of that guidance, I may have not been so happy at the time, but that was cool.
Yeah,
I think I got away with the SKL.
Oh, yeah. I think I got away with it once in my life as well.
No, he didn't have much stress about it.
Yeah.
But I think I did. I didn't like the burning of my head.
The chemicals.
And I was like, no, I'm fine.
Yes.
So I think other than that, there was still room for self-expression,
Yeah.
which then at least didn't create that need to rebel outwardly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I as an individual was seen, my interests, my likes, they were supported. What I would ask for within the principles that I was being cultivated in,
Yeah.
I was supported. So I mean, obviously things like maybe wanting to do sports on Sabbath, not really a thing on my side,
Okay.
because the schools that I went to were Christian predominantly growing up. So I think only later on in primary, but then I'd had a sense of my Christian walk.
Sure.
So even if there was like a sports event, it did not perturb me that much.
Didn't shake you that
Yeah,
much.
so I did have an identity that I think was my own that did not emanate from my father. I think the only thing that then probably needed to be was a case of I don't always need to go where he goes.
Okay.
Yeah, and, to say, no, okay, this is the church that I want to go to. You can go and minister.
Yes.
I think we are good here. so yeah, I think one thing I really do feel supported is that the space for me to find myself was always there.
Okay. No, that's good. Now I want to touch on something there. Part of what you might have mentioned. So you're growing up, right?
Yeah.
Where do you think you encountered violence or learned violence or saw violence as a boy child? So you know what I'm talking about. At school, there are going to be people there in a crowd and they're saying, "Kuri, kuri, kuri." You don't know what's happening, but you see violence. What's happening to you at that point? Were you violent as well? Let's maybe ask.
Personally, no. I cannot recall having many fights. Yeah, I think I can probably count them on one hand. Fights where you say that it's like a thing.
Serious now.
Yeah, I'm conflict averse naturally. So if you were to have a disagreement, as best I can, I would want to pivot where I feel like we are finding each other. I'll move towards that.
Sure.
So yeah, fighting is not really a thing, but obviously in the culture, I mean, from action movies, wanting to be a steering,
Yes.
the video games, Home Chain, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all of those things. They probably maybe do create like a conducive environment for people to want to replicate the fighting. But the reality is that with fighting, the consequences are big.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's on a personality side. I would not want to get into a physical fight.
Surely.
Yeah.
So it is mostly boys that would start entertaining physical fighting at the younger ages, right?
Yeah.
Girls would maybe backchat, talk, and stab each other with words. Maybe they'll speak for themselves. But on our view, you do kind of see those things where, look, at school. Also, there was this play between if you want to choose the intellectual route, you then can't be a fighter because at the same you can't do you can't put your resources in both fields of the thing. So it's quite interesting. And how were your parents on your neck about academics and things like that?
Funny enough, well, my parents allowed me. It's almost felt like they went with the flow.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I would come back with, let's just say, for example, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Be like, okay.
It's fine.
You come back with 80s, 90s, and like, okay.
Huh? You had it soft.
So it felt like my
Yeah.
academic journey. Once again, I had ownership
Your own drive.
of, yeah. I mean, just to give maybe an example. I mean,
Sure.
I once asked my father to say, okay, what would you like me to be? You know, like, no, I'd like you to be a chemical engineer.
Oh.
It was like, it's like, no, but ultimately, I want you to do whatever, you know,
Makes you
it
happy.
makes you happy. So, I mean, him giving that feedback helped a lot in the sense that there's no pressure to be something that may not resonate with me personally. Yeah. So as I was saying, once again, I can definitely say that I had room to be.
To explore as
Yeah.
well. Oh, interesting. So your journey, some Bruce might say here that there was pressure. Me personally, I can tell you there was pressure academically because I'm coming from a place where my dad is a statistician. And and there was the pressure that, look, Chief, if you're not doing maths properly, there's something wrong. We're going to question, a lot of things. So from the jump, Nje, it was just, bro, anything less than 80, like, what are we doing with life? I felt most of my existence was tied to, my capacity to perform at school, which is also some of the things that maybe lead into behaviors such as maybe isolating oneself from, other activities that other gens would participate in.
Yeah.
You kind of feel closed off because you now have to be a loner because of the choices you make, academically. Have you ever felt it? The loneliness of being a boy in spaces you don't fit in?
Maybe to an extent, but I think reflecting on it. So maybe if I'm just trying to maybe draw parallels.
Yeah.
My mother's an educator.
Sure.
My father, I mean, he did well at school. I think he skipped a few grades.
Sure.
But that never translated to pressure to myself or even like my siblings.
Yeah.
So on that pressure, no, not necessarily. I think in high school,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're now starting to associate yourself with people, because maybe something interesting on my side is that so transitioning from my grade 9 to my grade 10,
Yeah.
I was at a technical high school, and I'd gone there because of the influence of a friend. I'd wanted to be, but I knew I am not good with my hands.
Okay.
I'm not good with my hands.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson quickly, and I was like, okay, cool. I need to find a space where then I'm going to flourish. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to apply to Blue Hills, Christian school.
Yes.
And has the subjects that I want to delve and explore. So that being economics and accounting.
Okay.
So I went over that side. I mean, being a new student in that space,
Yes.
you need to gravitate to people.
Yes.
So in my gravitating towards people, I gravitated towards the guys that were not so much about the academics. And that's because they were warm, they were welcoming.
Yes.
But those that knew me and knew them, like they could see there was like a disconnect. Just
Okay.
like, hey. And my friend came, she told me, like, hey, Akani, the people that you're hanging with and you and where you want to go, there's a disconnect. And I was like, hey, yeah, I'm really just doing this because I want the company.
Yeah.
But I mean, having had that small talk, just in passing, I mean, I made a decision. Okay, cool. I'll find myself in the classroom, maybe reading. I think the only thing that maybe then made me socialize would be prefect duties. But otherwise, I would be introverted, even though from a personality perspective, I'm extroverted.
That's one thing I was about to say. The first time I met you, let me just let them know. The first time I met you, it was at Stazza, and you were preaching that day. It was the first time you came to. Well, when I was there, they'd invited you to preach. I think I was in first year, me.
Okay.
So you get there. I've never seen such a bubbly guy in my entire life. Like Akani, the entire room, Nje, like you were making people, laugh and feel good and all those things. So, yeah, I mean, this is interesting to know that there's the side of you that was once introverted.
Yeah, no, it's a circumstance. So, so yeah, I think maybe that's why probably now every chance I get,
Yeah.
I still come across extroverted. So
Yes.
during the week, I'm very introverted. So it's almost like I'm playing catch up
Yes.
for all of the time I would have spent maybe now with
Okay.
my family,
Sure.
with myself. So by the time I'm at church or any space, I'm catching up for all the time I would have delved into that. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's the things that give you energy. So I think when I look at the family setup, pastor, educator,
Yeah.
people are always coming in the house.
Oh, yes.
And to an extent, you are needing to complement the work that the family, in one shape or form, is doing.
Hey,
You
so
see
you're
my-
part of the ministry from a young
Somehow,
age.
yeah.
Oh, man.
So I think I would almost take it as like the gift or a bend towards being.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this word, hospitable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you'll never know. You are entertaining agents perchance.
True. No, that's very true. So we're moving now from your high school journey. You say you're interested in economics and accounting, stuff like that, and then you're growing now. At this point, right? Have you developed a way of interacting with, the fairer gender?
So funny, funny enough, on that, I don't know what happened. I think around when I was 12,
Sure.
I think there was a girl I liked at camp, church camp.
Yeah. That's where it
And
starts.
and I thought we were like a thing. I think a year passed, and
Sure.
then when I came back, I was like, no, we're not. You know what I mean? And that's the day before phones and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Heartbreaking a bit.
a bit.
Okay.
But then I made a decision, like, what, hey, like there's a lot of life to be lived. So let me
Yeah.
focus on books.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like I said, okay, God, I'm gonna commit my high school
Yeah.
to you,
Yeah.
and then maybe let's see later on what happens.
happens,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the busyness of school,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, now when I'm talking about the high school,
Yes.
traveling from Midrand to Kempton Park, there's not that much time to explore those things. I didn't have a phone, so
Sure.
it's really just was perfect environment for the decision that I made to
Yes.
play itself out.
Yeah.
So up until varsity, I think what I like about varsity is that my younger brother was like, hey, I want to give you advice. And this my younger brother who's 11 years younger than me. He says, stay away from girls,
Oh no.
focus on books,
Yes.
and you'll be fine. I was like,
This is good advice.
It's good advice. But there's also something that my cousin said to me. I mean, she randomly said it. She's like, no, the best time to find someone is varsity. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I think I did try something first year, well, no, maybe second year. That didn't really work out. I think and then I left it again.
Yeah,
I think about 2 years, like, so third year, fourth year, then I started panicking, if you
The time is running out now.
yeah, no, I mean, and maybe let me explain it from my perspective, why it made sense.
Sure.
It's an environment where effectively both people are on a similar setting.
Yes.
You know the person. For them, there's no, and I mean, even just from a time perspective, it's easier to make time.
True.
Let's meet up during lunch. Let's meet up in the evening. So it's easier. So it's like, okay, no, it really does make sense.
Yeah.
But for one reason or another, let's just say I went to sleep in that space for a while.
Okay.
And only when I was probably like now in my fourth year, so my honors, did I now start to think, maybe I should. But even that was just a decision in the back of my mind.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think I should go into my story with my wife. But thank God I did meet my wife at varsity.
Yeah. To the extent that you're comfortable. Because I'm going to ask you now a spanner to the works.
Okay.
Right? Remember, we're dealing with the postmodern challenges now that we're seeing among boy children. So there's this notion going around that young adult males, right, are no longer pursuing relationships, committed ones, and are no longer pursuing staying with someone or marriage, or even to the basic extent of shellaring a girl. Men are holding themselves to, like, you know what? We are the prize. We don't want to be seen, going out too much. We're reserving our energy. We're playing it cool. You know what I mean? So there's an energy, a vibe going around where gens are kind of going into the space of we're keeping to ourselves. We're pursuing our money, and that seems to be the focus. And we kind of not, entertaining the ladies that much. I don't know what you think about that. What's happening?
Yeah, I think with what you see on the internet, I mean, the type of people that are giving content and that content is being responded to, they are pointing out that the man is the prize.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a numbers game to say there are more men. I mean, there are less men, more women.
Yeah.
So effectively, who really should be doing the chasing? Who really should be out on a limb to impress the other?
Yeah.
So I think that would just be a case from the culture.
Sure.
I think as godly men,
yes,
it is our privilege, our honor to pursue.
Indeed.
I think you think about how Paul encourages us in, I think it's the Ephesians, men should love their wives.
Indeed.
And it gives that image that you should pursue.
You should, yeah.
And I think it makes sense that men should pursue and not have it the other way around.
Yeah.
Because you are the head of the home, you set the pace, you set the tone.
Yeah.
And I think from that perspective, with God giving that example, that He loved us first, He pursued us.
Indeed.
It is us working within our godly right and privilege for us to pursue.
Indeed. And don't you think that some of the withdrawal from pursuing human beings, like genuinely connecting with another human being, is fueled by the fact that there's online illicit material that is kind of delaying guys from pursuing that kind of, relationship in terms of committing, being a sacrificial agent, loving in that sacrificial way, right? It's kind of there's an erosion where there's an erosion of morality in a way, right? There's kind of the inability to connect is my submission. Yeah. So I'm seeing that a lot more. I don't know. Yes, there's content that is illicit that's being produced, but then there are also consumers of the content. You understand?
No, makes sense.
So some of that as well, I think feeds into the loneliness that men say they suffer from.
Yeah.
I think it also feeds into them not being able to connect genuinely with women, and then it also then feeds into gender-based violence because of the warped images of women that they have. Right? How problematic do you think that is grappling with now as a boy child? Because that's one of the major pain points, I believe.
Yeah, so I think it comes from maybe not recognizing what the true value of a woman is. I mean, a woman is more than their body. And I think you tend to see maybe that benefit if you have good women in your life.
Yes.
You look at your mom or mother, she's industrious, she's intelligent, she's smart, she's funny.
Yeah.
You appreciate those qualities and how that can complement you and build you up to be a better person.
Indeed.
I think of my sister as well, soft-spoken, wisecracker. So, I mean, good people to spend time with.
Yeah.
So, my cousins, my aunts, so me seeing their value beyond their bodies. I mean, obviously, these are familial relationships. So, I see them as people first before anything else.
Yes.
I think it's like a good foundation. So, maybe having good relationships with the females within your family, having good relationships with females just on a platonic basis as friends really sets a good foundation for at least seeing their true value.
Yeah.
Because in effect, when you just look at those illicit things and allow those illicit things to shape how you view women. It creates a narrow view.
Yeah.
But the moment that you allow them to shine in their glory, in their beauty, I mean, you really then begin to appreciate.
Yeah.
I think of my wife. My wife, yes, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that I do really love about her is that she is my good friend.
Surely.
Effectively my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what we are missing out on as men when we don't realize that there is genuine, beautiful friendship that is awaiting us.
Surely.
In our lifetime partners.
Yes.
Right? That we should honor by not just limiting them to their bodies.
Yeah. Well, that's a very beautiful point.
Beloved, we know that you love watching our content here on Manhood SA. And guess what? We enjoy delivering it to you. So why don't you take the time to subscribe? You can do it right now. And maybe share the video with somebody. And obviously like and comment, please. We want to grow this channel. We want to grow it with you. So let's do it right now.
You know what I want to do? I want to circle back to the story about you're not going to tell us how you met your wife, but you're going to give us tips. You're going to give them tips on how to secure a church wife properly. No, wait, because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm interested, because I know your story, obviously.
Okay.
I mean, you told it to me. but I want you to like put it into like, stepwise. This is the Constitution. This is the preamble, and then this is, then section 1, then the section 2, then the section 3. Yeah, we're gonna come to that.
Okay.
But I want you to first address this. Growing up now, you start interacting with money. So you see how I've been moving.
I'm seeing.
I've been dealing with you decisively. so now you start interacting with this thing called money. You probably interact with it first when your parents give it to you to put offering there in church. Yeah, every one of us. They give you 2 rands and 5 rand. 2 rand is for in the morning, 5 rand is for the divine service.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now you interact with it a bit more in varsity.
Yeah.
And then you start interacting with it a bit more now working adult life.
Yeah.
Right? Sharp. So when does money, for most men, become something that they completely, reduce their value to? I'm not saying they do this intentionally, but to some extent, there is a societal pressure, even from some circles of women, that says, now at this level of being a man, your worth, your value, most of it, they put this emphasis that most of it is tied to your financial abilities. Now, follow me closely.
I'm following.
So now I want to ask the other question. We know about Indota Must in the movement of if he doesn't have a car, you don't even entertain him. I know all those movements. I want to ask you, what do you think men provide non-financially in relationship, in marriage, beyond? So that we can move away from this idea that when the financial part is removed, your essence now is gone.
Yeah.
As a brew, as a man. I'll give you an idea.
No, it's fine. You can share your thoughts. I'll share mine.
I'll give you one idea and then you'll share yours. You're a funny guy.
Yeah.
You might not know it, but you're a funny guy.
I'm a nervous guy.
Yeah, well, there's something you do to a room when you meet your family there and you rock up as, hey guys, we're ready to play.
Yes.
If you go in there, hi guys, hi. Every day, hi guys, hi. Every day, hi guys, hi. What are you doing? You're removing joy from the family setup.
You set the tone.
Yeah, you set the tone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So, as a husband and a father, I think my wife always conscientizes me that it's how you show up in a space actually sets the tone. So if maybe I'm frustrated from work and I come home and I'm muted, I'm down, or if maybe we've had a disagreement and I express it silently,
And then you prolong now.
I prolong, and so the kids, my wife, everyone in the house are like, "Oh, hey, don't talk to him," or like, "What happened?" We're trying to be happy, but the one thing that you're right is that as the head of the house, you then end up setting the tone.
Sure.
So if children love playing, it's you that sets that tone. If children like opening up and talking, I mean, obviously, all of this is in conjunction with your spouse. But I mean, obviously, in to a certain extent, on my side, I've got two boys, so they see themselves in me. So if I then show up in a certain way, then they will also do the same. So I like what you pointed to, that we set the tone. From a love for God perspective, we set the tone. From how you present yourself in different spaces, we set the tone. So there's a lot more that we bring than just the money. And I think having kids actually shows you that. I mean, kids are not stressed about your money. They're stressed about your presence and who you are. When they are frustrated, can you be someone they talk to, that they can be assured that you'll listen to them and give them an ear. Like, I mean, before coming this side, I had to play.
Of course.
Daddy, let's go play soccer. So we went out, we played, and it's good. So we really set the foundation for how kids, women experience life. And if we can be more conscious about that and realize that where maybe we can't do it with money. The creativity and all of those things. And maybe I'll just be a bit naughty and go to the dating aspect. So I mean, as a student, I don't have money. How you go about your dates and wooing your person, you have to be smart,
creative.
So I mean, we did cards. I did all balloons and all of those things. So thereby, I think about the Matrix. So there's a stationery shop. Used to visit them a lot. Cardboards and cutouts. So you really can still express yourself outside of money. Money should not then be the driver of how you then express yourself and value yourself, because there's so much more to you as a person, and you just need to find those avenues of expression. And allow yourself to be in those different spaces.
That's beautiful. And you talk to the priestly role. You mentioned the spirituality. You provide that guidance to your children, right? And then there's also, this is another part that just came to me now. You are responsible mostly for instilling the confidence in them. In a way, yes, in conjunction with your partner once again. But if you're not there, and they know you're somewhere else, there's a confidence thing that they need to find somewhere, and you're the guy that gives them that. Also, tell me, that there was that research that says that families that eat together during meal times, at least once a day or once every so often, the kids then have a way of showing up outside as more confident, as more adventurous, more daring to take on the world, etc., etc. Why do we see that culture is kind of dying or diminishing? The eating together.
So I think we are busy. I'll be honest that we don't always get it right in the house. And I think I'm grateful for my wife, because she's conscious to these things. So I've got a busy schedule, and so by the time that I come home, it's tight. And when they are eating, because there's the younger one, he probably eats at his own time, and you try and synchronize everyone's eating, and not everyone is eating at the same time, because one is feeding the other. So we do try. I think I'm glad that my wife does conscientize it, but I think there's a need for intentionality.
Indeed.
And being able to pause. So yes, I work in a stressful environment, high pressure, But that then doesn't mean that I should be responding to that high pressure all the time. The stakes are just as high in the family. It might just be a case that it'll play itself out over a longer period of time. And the work one is short term. It's this is needed in the next 12 hours. But I mean, over for kids, as you're alluding, over time, that investment of carving out time to eat, to talk, to find out what's going on in life is, if that's not done, then obviously the child's confidence can be knocked, and just even their path can be, steered away from where they should be heading. So maybe just as a compliment to say that it may not necessarily be the case that it has to be at the dinner table. But there must be time when we are talking, we're checking in on one another. So I know with my wife and myself, when we are going to bed after the chaos of the house and the day, we can talk. Pillow talk. With my son, dropping him off at school. So on the ride to school, we can find certain things. So like, for example, I think he caught on to Space Jam as a thing. And there are some songs on the Space Jam soundtrack. I believe I Can Fly, Fly Like an Eagle, and we can sing those songs. And I mean, even the gospel songs, I think we're really enjoying Dr. Dumi. So the activities we can do together, those then can still create the bond. So it may not be at the family table, because the idea with the family table is that all of us are there, all of us are present, and all of us are having the opportunity to check in on one another. But I mean, if there can be other ways to supplement, complement the intent of the family table, then I think those should be explored.
Surely. Okay, so now, I'm conflicted. Which one should I do first?
It's fine.
I think my team will advise me. So there are two issues that towards the close now. I want to deal with the emotional vulnerabilities, and then I also want to deal with the constitution, the step-by-step, how to get your girl. I think both are important, right? Okay, so let's start with the emotional. We'll end on a high note. Okay, so emotionally, how do I start this one? I want you to address this. We'll start on the lighter one. We'll go deeper.
Okay, that's fine.
Why have you seen this trend that men go around calling their best friends or other bros and just saying good night randomly? If your friend were to call you and say, "Hey bro," it's like at sleeping time, and say, "Hey bro, how you doing? Okay, good. And then I just wanted to say good night, have sweet dreams. That's all. That's all I want to tell you." How would you respond to that?
You'll feel a bit weird.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think it's just showing that maybe men are taking a page from what ladies do, or just taking a page from the book of healthy relations.
Indeed.
Right? I think most of the time we want to show up when things are too late. For each other. I mean, you are in a storm and it's the first time, "Hey, I love you." But it makes sense maybe now to say, actually, we can incorporate these things into our day-to-day as guys. I don't know if I can do
I want to challenge you.
But I think it may be worthwhile. Because I think I have found a group of friends that are intentional. So I think God has been kind. That in all stages of my life, varsity, and even now, He has surrounded me with men that are intentional about having good relations and saying that, we are going to have a relationship that is centered on Christ. We are going to look out for each other. And I think for me, it has come in handy in the sense that I'm extroverted. I may say a lot to a lot of people, but it doesn't mean I'm saying everything.
True.
And it does help to have that outlet, that space where you know that you can open up. People will listen to you, understand, not judge you, and support you. And I think that really does get people further along than they normally would be if alone. I think it's if two, no, but I mean, you can two going together can go much further than one going alone. So I think there is that benefit to say that whether it shows up as maybe men hugging each other more,
Well, that would be weird.
saying I love you, and it gets awkward, and the whole no Didi, no what. I think it'll take time.
It will.
Yeah,
It
like
will.
for example, I kiss my sons. They don't like it.
See,
But I do it without thinking.
without fear,
and I think if we just create environments where
it's okay.
affection can be shown naturally, it makes sense, because it's a whole thing of saying rather show your flowers now whilst people can smell them. It makes no point, especially as Adventists, if we truly believe in the state of the dead. There's no point saying nice things at a funeral when no one can hear, when the person those words are intended for cannot be heard. Funny enough, I recently sent a message to my cousin, my bigger cousin, who's helped me a lot, supports me, and I just like the way he does his things and how he shows up in the family. And I just told him, no man, I recognize you, I see what you're doing. It's good. So maybe what you are pointing to is that we should not wait, for big things to happen. Maybe then when you think of a person, it might be the push of the Holy Spirit just to say, no man, just reach out, say hi, check in. And maybe if we do those type of check-ins more, it could help people open up about things that are burdening them, weighing them down. And then I think one of the books that I like, Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, carry each other's burdens, can play itself out more. Because people know that you care. And I think once they know that you care, they then can unload. But if they don't have that assurance, all of us will just be strong in our little corners up until we get broken. So opening up and the little good nights, I think, are a good starting point.
That's a good starting point indeed. And I think you handled that very, very graciously. The flip side now, how do you talk to the guy that drives into his parking garage and has to sit, now I'm saying this with context, and has to sit in his car for a good 30 minutes before he can enter the house? Because he knows that when he enters the house, it's going to be accusatory questions, not questions that seek information. It's going to be attacks on character. It's going to be basically the home environment feeling like a war zone. And they are not able at that point to express themselves articulately enough to say how they are feeling about that situation. So they'd rather stay quiet in the car for a good 30 minutes and then enter the house. It's a fortunate thing where you have a supportive partner who doesn't make you feel, those kinds of feelings, which is not nice, right? Where men, I don't like using these, terms that you guys like, emasculation of men and all these things. No. But you understand where I'm getting at, is that there's an emotional attack that the guy feels, right? Yes, partly for some things that he has done that he might need to take accountability for. But even if he does take the accountability, it's not, regarded, valued, or seen. So how do you deal with that guy and say to him, man, there's hope for you? Because even at the Advent podcast, there's hope. There's hope.
I think the reality is, as long as you live with people, you're most likely going to rub each other the wrong way, somehow. And I think the reality is that if your spouse makes you feel that way, it's coming from somewhere. And what I mean by it's coming from somewhere is you may think this is a reaction to something. It doesn't just come out of the blue. And obviously it gets a bit tiring because we tend to take our foot off the gas once you claim the prize. And I mean, marriage does take on a different nature than that of boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think we've spoken with my wife a few times to say that
Yeah.
actually it's easier before as a boyfriend girlfriend because the times are set. You know,
Yes.
like I'm coming, so I can energize myself for this interaction.
You can breathe. You can.
You can breathe, and everyone is excited to the meeting
Yeah.
up. And I mean,
It's that thing. The fondness is created by the what is
absence.
this? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed.
So
Yeah.
you know that regulated meeting.
Mm.
But now the thing is that with marriage, you are exposed to every single decision I make.
Continuous.
You know, so what I'm cooking, what I'm watching,
Oh.
all of us, you know, you're exposed.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
may not resonate well with the one or the other. And I don't want to only limit it to men, but just to say that this is just relational. Because I mean,
Okay.
even you could even say in the workspace that there might be someone who you're having a difficult encounter with, and it's a guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just a case of saying that as best you can, try to not be the problem. And
Yeah.
as best you can, always try to recognize why that relationship is in your life and try to honor God
Important.
in that particular relationship.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
not to say that you should wait for your partner to change. I think the one thing that I've seen now with like marriage advice and just life advice is that you can change you.
Yeah.
Work with the items you can control. You can't control how your spouse responds, but you can change yourself to be a person that then needs to be responded to in a certain way.
Yes.
You know, so when you have that stressful encounter, you know, acknowledge because there's a reason and a place where that is coming from. And obviously, wife and knees is not so easy, but over time, you get to understand that if she's maybe frustrated and she's coming across a certain way, there's something behind it.
Yeah.
And then obviously, what then also points us to is that we should not then navigate our relationships without the guidance of the Holy Spirit.
Indeed.
So in the moment when you feel like, hey, I want to respond, but you say like, am I responding to what is at the root of this interaction? And if you can master that skill,
Yeah.
yes, it will benefit you in the family, but also in your personal space. And that's just to hint and give guidance to say that the skill set to manage that type of interaction in the family space is done now. You know, so if I know, hey, I'm gonna see Kahano, he's a bit difficult. You know, I must then think, okay, how then can I show up in a way that acknowledges Kahano's, you know, specifics, and you know maybe his heart, even though how his words and heart seem misaligned.
Yeah.
Then you are able to interpret it and show up a certain way. So maybe you might need to acknowledge first before you respond.
Yeah.
Then I know that after I've acknowledged you, you are now in a state for me to then respond and whatnot, but not to just immediately be on the defensive. So yeah, I think it's a skill that we need for all our relationships.
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
children, for adults, for peers,
Truly.
and for spouses to
Yeah,
just say that.
yeah.
How can I be that is in such a way that how you then respond to me shows that you need to also elevate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you can control you can't control others, no matter what. I know we do live in the age of the influencer, but rather influence yourself,
Yes.
be led by the Spirit, and then how people show up. I think that's on them, and don't try to be manipulative. Because I think maybe just one last thing is that if you're really doing that to control the person, you'll burn out fast. You will be able to hold up the act for a certain point, and at some point you'll just, I'm cutting.
Yeah,
I'm cutting,
yeah.
I can't.
For sure.
So yeah, focus on what you can control, that's yourself. And as you show yourself to be a person that needs to be interacted with at a certain level,
Yeah. Yeah.
over time it should come. Because that grace is needed. You are living with a sinner and other
Yes.
sinners,
Eesh.
and the grace that has been poured to you,
Hallelujah.
you need to pour to others.
Indeed. Indeed. That was a beautiful, beautiful chat. Look, we didn't even get to touch what your career inspirations are and what you like doing at work, but that's fine. For now, I know I read somewhere risk wrangler. There's a whole lot of nice, weird, and wonderful
You
things that
see,
you do.
on my LinkedIn.
No, I research, leader. I research. So you're a guy that deals with risk. And as you were answering, I realized that you first said you are risk averse in personality because you don't want to enter into fights unnecessarily. So you have a strategy around
Yeah.
managing risk.
Manage.
And I think it works for you because you do it at work, and then you're like, there's a risk here that I might be perceived to be, that guy. Let me manage this situation. So
Exactly.
you're probably always coming up with solutions.
I am trying my best.
Yeah,
Trying to be like water.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
trying to fit. So water can still be strong, but
Yes.
what I like about it can take on the form of the space that it's
container.
in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we don't always need to be,
Ice
unflexible.
cold.
Yeah. You get to interact with people a lot more and get to see them for who they are when
For sure.
you give them that license. And I think probably once again it might echo back to my upbringing.
Yeah.
With me being given that license to express myself, I think then it's important for me to pass that on. And then I think coming across too strong or having too strong an opinion of how you should come across is not something I want to
Not healthy.
to do. Yeah, but obviously I should have my principles. I do. But it's like where you don't need to, the stakes are low and unnecessary. Yeah, I'd rather just allow people maybe to win or just find a way to play the long game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now for the challenge. This is difficult now because you're married. I was gonna think of something very, very, very.
Okay.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be very bad.
No, let it be good. If it's bad, then
No, I'm suppressing it. No.
Pleasure.
We won't do that. Okay, so just give us stepwise how you would, achieve shellering.
hey, and
So today they call it Riz. Right?
yeah, no.
Yeah. So take us from the Riz, and then how the boys have an influence, and then further than that.
I'm not tactful in nature.
Okay.
But I think, just shoot your shot. You shoot your shot. The worst that can happen is they'll say no. Yeah, and life moves on. And I think maybe what's good about that advice is just to say that there's no, actually, sometimes English makes me, no ambiguity.
Okay, good, yeah.
About where your intentions are. And I think ladies, women do appreciate a man with effectively a vision. Because Riz is saying that I've got a vision of the two of us.
Yeah.
This is it. Are you on board? Yes or no? Yeah. So if you're to ask me, I'd probably be like a yes or no.
Okay.
Or tap of person,
Yeah.
So that's how I did it with my wife.
Sure.
I waited for an opportunity, and I asked her, "No, can we go out on a date?"
Hallelujah.
Yeah, no,
Simple.
No, I saw a rose. What? They poem. What?
Poetry.
No, at least it's clear. So if she said no, she said no. She would know that I'm no friendship. I'm on a date here. And let's take it from there. So at least it sets the tone, it sets the pace. No one is left in limbo.
Yes.
Because the intentions are clear. So I think wherever there is a chance for a relationship to be misunderstood by one party, that should be avoided.
Yeah.
I know that LNGY does talk about a circle of friends, but it should then be a circle of friends, not one circle with you and one person.
Yeah.
Such that it then creates confusion, because to play with hearts is no small matter. And you'd want to be able to stand before God and say that there is no heart
that I've trifled with.
So yes, there might be instances where it's misunderstood, and it's a natural misunderstanding.
Yes.
but it helps when if you're a person that is clear.
Intentional, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everyone should be as cut and dry as I was.
Yeah.
But what I'm just saying is that it should be clear to say
Sure.
that this is my intention. I want to explore this, and it should not be misunderstood.
True.
Yeah. So I think that would be my advice.
Surely,
That would be my
surely.
advice.
Man, you've given us an interesting chat. There's a lot of things that we've dissected through in your journey as well, and I appreciate the vulnerability, the honest input, and obviously we have the viewers here who appreciate some of the insights you've shared here. There's only one thing we didn't talk about, which comes much later in your life, which is power and how to balance power and you being a man in society, but that's for another day.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, for now, thank you.
Spared.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so you must sponsor us. Sponsor us. Thanks. The rest of you, please subscribe, like this video, share it with someone you know needs it, and we'll see you in the next one. We out. Cheers.